Hey, Marco Galbraith, your host for Active Listening with T4 Tactics. Thank you once again for tuning in and listening to my podcast. I want to tell you about a February 2023 campaign that T4 Tactics is going to kick off, and it's going to go throughout the year, and we're going to ramp up our training. We're going to kind of change around how we do our training. If you've taken my firearm safety classes, active shooter training, situational awareness classes, pepper spray, advanced pistol course, I always teach and I always say, the last thing you want to do is shoot somebody, and that's the truth. That's the last thing we want to do. We want to remove ourselves from a situation that can harm us, that can lead to our demise or somebody else's demise, and then maybe put us in criminal or civil court. So the best way to win an attack is to stay out of it. Situational awareness, threat assessment, risk management, knowing pre-attack indicators, that is our goal. That's what we want to do, is stay out of drama. However, we're seeing a lot of passive police departments. We're seeing a lot of prosecutors' offices that don't treat the victim like they used to treat them years ago. I'm not going to call out any names, but we have it here locally for law enforcement agencies, judges, and whatnot. So we're going to kind of change the way we do things in 2023 at T4 Tactics, and we're going to get a little bit more aggressive. So we're going to kick off Fear Your Victim 2023. It's going to be the hashtag FYV23. You'll see ads around town. You'll see T-shirts, and you'll see more references referring to FYV23. We've come to a dilemma in this country where criminals don't fear and or respect the police, the courts, and the law-abiding citizens of our communities. It's time for change and for us to recognize that. On many occasions, we have an obligation and a duty to provide for the personal protection of our loved ones and ourselves. That's just the bottom line. Unfortunately, what brought us to this dilemma is that we have passive law enforcement leaders and passive politicians with police oversight right here in our area that may have misguided police officers into becoming submissive to criminals. All too often, police officers are taking a passive, ill-suited approach instead of a proactive, proper approach towards criminal conduct. So T4 Tactics is always focused on personal safety, skilled, safe, responsible, reasonable, legal gun owners. So FYV23 is not about turning law-abiding citizens into vigilantes. FYV23 is not about getting involved in an armed robbery at a nearby convenience store. That's for the police. FYV23 is not about taking the law into your own hands by acting as a police officer or security when you're not legally sworn and credentialed to do so. What FYV23 will be to conduct advanced and specialized training on recognizing a violent attack and removing yourself from it. And if a criminal puts you in a situation that you're unable to back out of, where grave bodily harm is likely, you'll have a better understanding of Virginia law and your mindset, your abilities, and your skill to attempt to neutralize that threat. We're going to activate their off switch. So the goal of FYV23 is to eventually get the criminals to start thinking, maybe this is the wrong person to victimize. So I'm asking you to share the hashtag FYV23. You can hashtag T4 Tactics as well. But if we look back, we wouldn't be in this situation in the first place if we had stayed aggressive and not only supported our law enforcement, but held our law enforcement accountable that, violent crime is starting to rise in our area. What are you going to do about it? So this is going to be pushing the envelope that if Virginia law says that you can defend yourself with certain tools, then by all means, we're going to start defending ourselves with certain tools. And sooner or later, the bad guys are going to think, maybe I shouldn't attack that person because they may be trained and they may have this certain tool on them that's going to activate my off switch. That's what we want to do. We have to do, as citizens, we have to stomp our foot and say, no, you move. We have to start saying this is enough, and we're going to take care of matters to protect our personal safety and our family's personal safety to the best of our ability, again, while following the color of the law of Virginia. But we are going to teach you to push that envelope, and we are going to teach all my students that we will win the fight. You deserve to survive, and it's not going to work out too favorably when the bad guy tries to attack you. in our area. And that'll also carry on to family and friends. We're up to training everybody. I don't discriminate. Everybody's welcome to come get some safety training, whether it be firearms, whether it be pepper spray. I understand that a lot of people don't agree or like firearms. That's fine. That's why I do pepper spray classes. That's why I offer people the option of a non-lethal use of force. We have pepper ball guns that will absolutely tune somebody up. So there are non-lethal approaches, but what we want to do is we want to neutralize that bad guy. We want the bad guys to start thinking, you know what? There's too many people trained in this town. Maybe I should go somewhere else. And if you're a bad guy listening, maybe you should go somewhere else, because things are going to start changing for the better of people that just want to go out and enjoy our area, our parks, our theater, our malls, our downtown shopping areas. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to be offering some discounted classes with this campaign, so it'll be available for everybody. On all different levels of economic levels, we're going to offer some really greatly discounted classes, and let's get a lot of people trained. So please share this podcast. Please tell your friends about it, but let's do the right thing. Let's learn to push that envelope, get trained, have some legal protection on our side, and do the right thing. Remember, be safe, reduce injuries, save lives, follow the color of the law, but learn how to push that envelope to protect yourself. Turn that bad guy switch off. Take care, everyone.